I will take the water, actually. Welcome to the Fantasy Beer League, where you get half-decent advice from half-decent guys. I'm your host, Sean Joyce. With me, as always, is Daughtry superfan Justin Giel, our resident fantasy football expert, Matt Senni, who is also tonight's big loser. So what happened, Senni? Why are you in this position?
I basically, put no confidence in my own team for a player that I have his fucking jersey, and took Claypool out for the first time probably since I've had him, and fucking Saquon basically coming out of the game very early and getting me like 0.6 points.
Yeah, the Giants are very banged up. Saquon is a huge loss for them, obviously, and a huge loss for you. So let's draw this punishment, get it going.
All right, I have to eat a spoonful of mayonnaise after each game preview.
All right, you gonna
Not
do
a
it?
chance.
Yeah, this is fucked, man. I fucking hate mayonnaise, but I can't rationalize paying to get something else, so I'm just gonna deal with it, I guess.
All right.
God.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna puke. This is like
Senni
a lot
just
of
gets
mayonnaise.
the white viscous liquid punishments.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Well,
oh my god, it makes it worse.
Yeah, my bad.
But yeah, I mean, at least this is the first week with buys, so you don't have to do 16.
That's true.
If it was any of the previous 5 weeks, you'd have to do 16 of them. So I believe there's 14 games today. So Vince, if you can prepare the bowl of mayonnaise for us, bring it in.
Bowl of mayonnaise.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible.
While he's doing that, can you read us the fines from last week, Justin?
Sure. So Senni owes $2, said spotlight when you meant to say stoplight. Sean, you owed $2. You cleared your throat during the Broncos-Steelers game.
I did.
And I owed $2 because naturally I cleared my throat during Thirsty Thursday.
Naturally.
Okay, naturally. I mean, you haven't done it as much nearly this season as last season.
I think it's because I'm cognizant of it this year.
That was kind of the goal. So you might want to grab the trash can too, Vince, looking at this.
Dude, this is fucking disgusting. I feel like I just want to pretend that it's like pudding, but like I know
It does look like pudding.
not.
If you want to pick it up and show the camera, just like
Oh, dude.
a little angled. So yeah,
The best bet might be to like hold your nose while you're eating it.
it's just one spoonful at a time, and it's like just a teaspoon. Like you don't have to have a heaping scoop. Just
Yeah.
I mean, do the best you can.
Wow,
I'm not
dude.
doing a great
I'm
job.
definitely gonna fucking puke. This is
I
like
can smell it from
definitely-
here.
Well, this is the
Yeah.
push.
Wouldn't
as
be the
Danny
first time I
noted.
puked on this fucking show.
Yeah. All right, Senni, what were the poll results from last week?
All right. Are you picking up Randall Cobb? 60% yes to 40% no.
Idiots. I think he had 2 or 3 catches.
Are you picking up CJ Uzama? 77% yes to about 23% no.
Idiots again.
I can't believe how many people
Randall
said
Cobb
yes.
had
That's
2 catches for 30 yards last week. And before you move on, I want to look up CJ Uzama really quick too.
77%.
Yeah, CJ Uzama had 2 catches for 16 yards.
Amazing.
Idiots.
Overreactions.
Are you downgrading Broncos skill players if Horsecock Lock is the starter?
He wasn't.
Everybody said yes.
Yeah, unfortunately he was not, so it didn't matter. Moot point.
Are you starting Uncle Lenny this week? 2 in 3 say yes.
Okay, yeah, they
He
should
had
have.
20 points, yeah. I didn't start him.
He was good.
Are you nervous about starting Brandon Cooks this week? 86% yes to 14% no.
They were right to be nervous.
Yeah, I voted yes and still put him in my lineup.
Yeah, I had to as well in a 14-team league.
What should Justin use his shitty beer to cook with? 29% said chili, 71% said meth.
I'm going to have to find a recipe. I got a good chili recipe, but meth escapes me.
Yeah,
Meth recipe.
you can watch Breaking Bad.
I could.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
definitely going to have to put my search on incognito.
Yeah. Do most teams look better against the Lions? Everyone said yes.
They do. It's a fact.
What do OBJ know? 71% yes
Oh,
to 29% no. I had one
Interesting.
of my players today tell me that OBJ was one of his starting running backs, and I just said, "Oh, I'm sorry."
well, that's wrong on multiple fronts because he should not maybe even be rostered
Yeah.
at this point, and he doesn't play running back.
Okay, is what it is. Which Child's Play is better? 2 out of 3 say original compared to the reboot.
We both like the reboot better, we say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people haven't seen the reboot.
Probably a lot. I only saw it when I got my tattoo.
That's what you watched?
Yeah, when I was getting my tattoo, the tattoo artist put on the new Child's Play.
I watched Spawn.
Oh.
Spawn is such an old movie.
That's all I have to say.
Are you trying to sell high on CH? 2 out of 3 say yes.
You missed your chance if you did.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a little too late now. Are you starting Latavius Murray this week? 68% yes to 32% no.
Would have been a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
That's a terrible backfield.
That's it.
That's all we got. All right. Time to talk some football. Top of the morning to you. God save the Queen. We begin across the pond again. Senni, can you name any Dolphin who played on Sunday?
I'm really thinking. Because I'm thinking of people who no.
Played.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
That's
They're
pretty funny.
Very forgettable franchise. Myles Gaskin led all running backs in fantasy points last week, which is very surprising. Does he belong in our lineups now, Justin?
I was a believer in him earlier in the season.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he really only carries value in PPR. If there's any game, I think this game could be one that you could throw him in the lineup with some sort of confidence because I think it could be a shootout because the teams are that bad. So this week, yes. Moving forward, I wouldn't say yes.
I guess he's top 30-ish, so he might be a flex guy.
Best, yeah.
I don't know. He had 10 catches on 10 targets, not a sustainable clip, and he only had 5 carries.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm still out on Myles Gaskin. This is a favorable matchup though because it's the Jags, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't feel great about having him on my team, let alone in my lineup any week. But I guess if you have to start him, this is a week that it would be.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean if you pick him up as like a bye week fill-in, if you don't have anybody else or maybe your bench is hurt or something like that, I could see that being the best case scenario for him.
Yeah. For Jacksonville, is there anyone you're starting other than James Robinson?
No, and even James Robinson, I didn't start the past 3 weeks because he was brutal the first couple.
He's been good.
That's what I'm saying. The first couple weeks, he was pretty bad. I was looking into getting rid of him, but strung together a couple, I think 3 20-point weeks in a row.
Yeah, I mean, they stopped giving the ball to Carlos Hyde
Thank
for
God.
no reason. So I'm happy that James Robinson is back.
But no one else on this team I really have any interest
Yeah,
in.
wide receivers I would think would take a step up once DJ Chark was injured. But it just hasn't happened. So Marvin Jones Jr., I'm downgrading on. Laviska Shenault, I don't think is startable at all. Neither guy I would be comfortable with in my lineup. However, I will take the Jags to win this game since they're the home team, 24-19.
Yeah, I'm going Jags.
I will as well.
All right, Senni. Wow. Nicely done. You took it. The sound is so... Okay.
The
yeah. Packers play the Bears.
Bears.
First 1 o'clock preview. Packers offense is good at football,
Yeah.
but highly touted tight end Robert Tonyan now has 4 games with 8 or fewer yards.
Thank God.
Is it time to give up and move on?
I think so. I was not a fan of him going into this season, and I'm maintaining that.
I agree 100%. And agree that I was low on him in the preseason, so it is nice to see that I'm right sometimes. But yeah.
I thought he was going back in for another
I thought so. I was like,
now.
you can wait. You don't have to do it now. But yeah, Robert Tonyan, it's just a name.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of tight ends that have better production, even
He's
in a
a name
brutal
on a good
position.
offense.
Exactly. So we're going to talk a lot about that today, now that we're knowing who's who. And speaking of, here's another big name who hasn't produced. Bears, they have a puzzling offense. Allen Robinson, is outside the top 60 of wide receivers. What should managers do with him?
I mean, depending on where you drafted him, I'd imagine he went decently high. I don't know that you have much better option, but I really right now see him as a flex play at best.
I don't think you can play him in your flex. I don't think he's startable at all.
Really?
No, I mean he's useless. It's not his fault, but he's useless. There's definitely somebody out there that's producing as well or better than him that is a lower name guy. Yeah, the free agency wire should not be too beat up yet. I mean, Emmanuel Sanders has been good. There's other wide receivers out there that may be available. Allen Robinson is just a name, nothing more currently. Damien Williams filled in admirably for David Montgomery, but we saw more of a split than expected. Each he and Khalil Herbert got 18 touches against the Raiders. Williams is a flex option in all league formats, in my opinion. Herbert, I think, is a flex option only in deeper, more desperate leagues. I'm picking Green Bay to win the game 31-17.
Yeah, I'm going Green Bay.
Yeah, I agree. Green Bay. I fucking hate him.
Yeah. Gotta let it sit in for a
Swallow
second.
is the worst part.
Oof.
Yeah.
Swallow.com. Bengals play the Lions. Bengals lost a heartbreaker in overtime and then took Joe Burrow to the hospital to check him for a throat contusion. Funnily enough, the same thing happened to your mom last night.
Wow.
Jamar Chase has emerged as a clear wide receiver 1 on this team with Higgins and Boyd up and down wide receiver 3 flex options.
Yeah.
We saw Samaje Perine out-touch Joe Mixon 15-11 in this game. Is this something we should be concerned about?
I wouldn't hit the panic button about this. You're concerned?
No, I won't hit it. I'm sorry.
I got you.
I'll close the lid.
Sounds good. I mean, Mixon's coming back from an injury, so I think it's their way of kind of like weaning him back into the offense. Plus, it was going to be an air show for this past weekend as well. I'm not too concerned about it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's an injury thing, managing him for the rest of the season. Last year, he had, I believe it was a foot injury that kept him out the rest of the year. He was kind of week to week. So I think they're trying to preserve him long term. And this was a week.
Too.
Right, exactly. And this is a week that, he was able to play, but it didn't look like he was going to play right up until game day. So I have no concerns about Joe Mixon. Deandre Swift is the god of fourth quarter check down passes. He could finish as a top 5 running back if he were to get as involved through the rest of the game as he is in the fourth quarter when Jared Goff is dinking and dunking. Anyone else you're starting on the Lions?
I mean, with Goff, Dinkin, and Duncan, like you mentioned, a tight end's always going to be there to pick up them passes. So I still like Hawkinson, but nobody else on that team I'm giving a nod to.
Yep, agreed. I think the Bengals are going to win 30-20.
Yeah, I'm going Bengals.
Me too.
All right. Number 3. Man. Rams play the Giants. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Robert Woods exploded last Thursday to the tune of 27 fantasy points. What are your expectations for him going forward, Justin?
I mean, I think this game he can have a good one. Moving forward, I think it's Cooper Kupp's show to lose. I'm not big on Robert Woods. I think flex option, if he can keep it consistent and prove me wrong, so be it, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I've seen more of a connection with Cooper Kupp. And then I've seen about the same level of chemistry with Robert Woods as a guy like Van Jefferson. And now they're trying to get Sean Jackass involved more in the offense, throwing him deep balls. Tyler Higbee's gotten his here and there. When Darrell Henderson Jr. is healthy, he'll catch some passes. So I think if Robert Woods is to have another good game, he may be a sell high candidate, or at least sell mid value. I mean, I don't think he's going to return what you drafted him as.
Sure.
But if he can string together a couple nice games, you might be able to get a nice piece for him from somebody who's looking to add depth or somebody who's desperate for a wide receiver. Giants are likely to be without Saquon Barkley for multiple weeks. Daniel Jones is questionable with a concussion. And their top 4 wide receivers will be questionable at best heading into this matchup. Kadarius Toney is worth an add, even if he is questionable. I think he'll be okay. He had almost 200 yards against Dallas, and he's pretty much all they have right now. Anyone else on this team you're looking to play?
I don't think so.
I would add Devontae Booker. He got all the work after Saquon Barkley was injured. This isn't a great matchup against the Rams, but if it's a multi-week absent, I do think Devontae Booker is a good pickup, especially in deeper leagues. If you have a CEH, if you have a Saquon Barkley and you need a fill-in, I think he'll be okay, and he'll catch some passes, might score a couple touchdowns. Maybe he'll score 1 this week, but with Mike Glennon under center, I think the Rams win 27-10.
Yeah, I'm going Rams as well.
Rams.
All right, ram it down. Woof. All right, Senni. Our next preview is the Texans and Colts. Who is currently the starting quarterback for the Texans?
I have no fucking clue.
His name is Davis Mills.
I've never heard that before.
He just tore up the Patriots on Sunday.
What?
But our
Didn't
boy,
throw anything to Brandon Cooks.
he did not. Our boy Brandon Cooks was not involved in the action as he brought in just 3 of 5 targets. Are you concerned with him, Justin?
Right now, yes. I'd like to say when Mills is out of the lineup, things can look up. It looked up when Tyrod Taylor was under center. So maybe if you have somebody that you can put in place for this upcoming week, I mean, the Colts isn't a bad matchup for him either, but I need to see something.
I feel like he's been pretty good, even with Davis Mills. He's been getting a ridiculous target share.
Yeah.
Sunday was the first time he didn't have that, and I think that's partially because Bill Belichick took him out of the game.
Yeah.
That's my assumption, is that Bill Belichick keyed in on Brandon Cooks, knowing that he was going to be the primary focal point of the offense. And then the Texans were just able to exploit the rest of the weaknesses on that Patriots defense. So I'm still starting Brandon Cooks this week. I have him as a top 20 play against the Colts. But I can understand why you would be nervous. Carson Wentz has his first great game in a long time in Monday night's loss against the Ravens. Do you expect him to keep the offense humming this week, Justin?
I do. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game for the Colts.
Yeah, the Texans are not good.
Yeah, bad at football.
I think the Colts are going to win this game 23-14.
Going Colts as well.
I agree. I feel like this is going faster. Like, I feel like I just know that I have to eat within like a minute.
Well, the impending doom, I'm sure, adds to it a bit.
Who?
Oh. Don't forget, push.
No, I know.
All right.
Yeah, but you know that when you eat something and you just like get like that.
Yeah.
That's how it
reflux. I mean,
What's
it's
that, like
it's
6. Probably 6.
I wasn't really keeping track, but you're probably right.
Yeah.
It's just eggs and vinegar, right? That's like the main ingredients.
Eggs and oil, I think.
Eggs and oil. Alrighty. Chiefs and Washington. Chiefs looked lost against the Bills on Sunday night. Do you think that they're going to get back on track this week, Justin?
I think they do. Washington's defense hasn't looked great. And I mean, we said last week that it could be a shootout between the two teams. I think I don't even think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's just going to be the Chiefs with the pedal to the metal the entire game.
The Chiefs' defense is shit.
Yeah.
So I could see Washington scoring a lot, which I think actually boosts the fantasy value of the Chiefs' offense. I'm hoping that the football team doesn't go out of their way to run the same scheme that the Bills did and that Tampa did last year in the Super Bowl, because it's what works. It's what the Browns were doing for a bit too, in the first half when they almost upset the Chiefs. But basically they just run a too high safety look and everything has to be in front of them. They're not letting Tyreek Hill burn you for 80 yards. So they'll give you the dink and dunk plays. The Chiefs don't want to run that kind of offense, and nobody wants to watch that kind of offense.
Yeah.
So it should be illegal to run that defense against the Chiefs. It's not good for the NFL. But Washington, I don't think, has the talent to do that, even though on paper they look good. In the eye test and watching them suck, they suck. They have a terrible defense, one of the worst in the league.
Yeah.
So do the Chiefs. So I think this is going to be a fantasy-friendly day for the Chiefs pass catchers. I think they get back on track at Washington. Antonio Gibson was the lone bright spot for Washington's offense in terms of fantasy production last week, as he scored 2 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin has been up and down so far this year. Do you expect to see a good game or a poor game from him on Sunday, Justin?
I think it's going to be a good game. You mentioned the Chiefs' defense is dog shit, so I think he's going to feast this week.
Imagine hearing somebody describe something that you do for a living as dog shit.
Yeah.
That's got to be the worst feeling in the world. But I agree. And I think the Chiefs are going to win the game 41-22.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs as well.
I'm going to go with Washington. I'm definitely about to puke.
All right. Or waiting with bated breath.
It's much easier if I drink it with the water. It's fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
I think I'm about halfway. I mean, I don't know if you.
Yeah, that looks about halfway.
Yeah.
It's 7, so.
Yeah, that would be right. So I think your count is correct. I think we're at 7. So this is our 8th preview. Vikings and the Panthers. Dalvin Cook missed another game, and Alexander Mattison provided yet another strong performance in his absence. If you're interested in making a trade, I'll do anything. Almost anything. Adam Thielen now has 4 straight games with 50 or fewer receiving yards. What do we do with him, Justin?
I think his talent is too high to bench him. but I would be cautious and temper expectations moving forward.
Yeah, agreed. He's older. He's a little over the hill, so I was lower on him this year. Usually 30 is when guys start to crash down a little bit. And obviously Justin Jefferson is the primary target in that offense.
He's their guy.
But Adam Thielen is always a threat to score touchdowns. He's a beast in the red zone. So it's not it wouldn't surprise me if he were to score multiple touchdowns here and there throughout the season. But you can't predict when those games are going to come. So you have to keep him in your lineup and hope that he comes through for you. In a similar vein to Adam Thielen, though, are you dumping Robbie Anderson?
Oh, yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, I agree. Him and his stupid hair.
Yeah.
That's all over the place.
Looks like the doll from Rugrats.
Yes.
Cynthia.
She's a really cool dancer.
Yeah.
Cynthia. Boogie to the groove now. I'm going to take the Vikings 27-24.
I'm going to go Panthers. I don't think they lose 2 in a row.
Rah.
Vikings.
I liked it better when you had the... Oh, fuck it. He made it. He's alive.
Yeah, I'm pretty... If I can drink it with water...
Yeah, I think that's
I think it's
that's
the
fine.
taste is what hits me.
It's probably... And that's why I said just, like, hold your nose when you're going to eat it. The taste and, like, the consistency. If you can
I'll be
dilute
done
it.
before 14, I can tell you right now, because I'm taking slightly bigger, but...
We'll take slightly smaller as it gets
I got
later. Yeah. I put 5 tablespoons in there, which should be roughly 14 teaspoons. Little, give or take. I think it's 3 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon. I don't know. I didn't verify that. I'm just pretty sure I'm
I
right.
don't know shit about math, so...
I'll pay the fine if I'm wrong. The Chargers play the Ravens. I benched Justin Herbert last week because I respected the Cleveland Browns defense too much. Don't be like me. Don't get cute. He and the Chargers are good at football. Don't bench Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Ooh, that tasted good.
Bet it didn't taste like mayonnaise.
I should burp in your face. And
Yes. Let's see how that tastes.
Did I hit you in the face?
No, I'm just being dick.
Yeah, because he's got eggs, vinegar, and oil in his mouth.
Yum.
Primetime Lamar Jackson is unstoppable. We need to start seeing it during the daytime. He has 7 touchdowns in primetime games this season and just 1 touchdown per game in his other 3. Will this be a multi-score week for him?
I do think it's going to be a multi-score week. I think he gets at least 1 through the air, and I think he gets a rushing touchdown.
I'd be happy with that. I
Get
need
more
him.
points, yeah.
Yes. Well, great analysis by you, Justin. More touchdowns means more points. That's
No, I
why we
meant
keep
for
you here.
rushing touchdowns, you get more points.
Oh, then a passing touchdown.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. I think so too. I think it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, I think it's
should be
gonna be a
fun
good
to
one.
watch. I'm going to pick the Chargers 26-20.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers too.
All right, I'll go Chargers.
3 for 3 on the Chargers. All right. Last one, Senni, and then it's Thirsty Thursday.
Okay.
Down the hatch she goes. Thirsty Thursday. So this week, Tampa Bay heads to Philly, Justin. Why don't you tell me what you're drinking, about the Bucks, and who's going to win the game?
Sure. So I am drinking. This is actually a collab between a whole circus of breweries. This is Other Half, J. Wakefield. J. Wakefield is out of Miami. Bottle Logic, Moxa, and Horace Aged Ales.
Ooh.
It is called Pastronauts. It has banana, molasses, marshmallow, astronaut ice cream sandwiches, and it's an imperial stout coming in at 14%. This shit's fucking awesome.
Let me get.
It is delicious. One of the better stouts that I've had in a long time. I think the Bucks are gonna beat up on Philly this week. I like really all of the skill players on Tampa's offense. Brady threw for 400 yards. I think 5 touchdowns this past week.
He did.
5 touchdowns.
I saw he had a finger injury?
It was a tum.
Tum. So not a fing, a tum. If he's good to go, Vince
Yeah,
laughing.
Vince
If
laughs
he's
at the
good to
dumb
go,
jokes.
I like him. I like Leonard Fournette this week. The Eagles have not been good against the run, and he's also catching those passes out of the backfield as well. All 3 receivers I like. If Gronk can go, I do like him, but not as high on him as I am the 3 wide receivers. And I'm going to pick Tampa Bay to win.
Okie dokes. For the Eagles, Jalen Hurts belongs in your lineup, even in a tough matchup against Tampa Bay. He has had at least 20 points in each game this season, and while I do expect the Eagles to struggle, I expect him to deliver again. He's the only Eagle I'm comfortably starting. I'm fine with starting Devontae Smith as a deep league flex option. He's been more consistently good lately, and we already know he has a ton of talent. Miles Sanders, you can dump him.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have him in your lineup, and he's barely even worth rostering, honestly. In my opinion, he's pretty useless.
Yeah.
And it's not all his fault, but
What are you going to do?
c'est la vie. I am drinking Monochromia. It's a Tired Hands beer. It's a wit beer brewed with Indian coriander and oranges. So it's very light, very citrusy, and it's hazy like an IPA, and it's got that kind of like mouthfeel of an IPA, but it tastes like a wit beer. So it's solid. I'll let you have a quick sip there.
I think I needed to drain down this motor oil.
Mm.
What'd you think of it?
I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I'll check it in after. You can see what I officially give it.
Sounds good.
I think Tampa Bay wins this game 38-16. Who you got, Senni?
I also am in a big Tampa.
All right. Mayo time.
I'm feeling it a little bit right now, but I think I'll be fine.
All right. Power
Be
through.
good to drive home.
It's like the Danny Schott episode. Trace amounts of
Oh
alcohol.
my God, yeah.
Woo. Woo, 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 woo. We're in the 4 o'clock window. You're in the home stretch. Cardinals played the Browns.
This is gonna be a good one.
Other than Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, are there any other clear starters on this talented Arizona offense, Justin?
I like Rondale Moore and I like Christian Kirk as flex plays. Apparently, James Conner is the one to get those red zone touchdowns because he stole a fucking another one from Kyler Murray this week. Every time they get in the red zone, I see on the ESPN app, Cardinals are in the red zone. I'm like, Kyler Murray's going to run it in. James Conner touchdown. Pisses me
Putting
off.
him in the flex at this point.
Yeah, so I think in deeper leagues, I like Connor, or maybe even in like non-PPR leagues because he's not catching much out of the backfield.
No.
But other than that, really not much I'm liking on, or not much that I would go after on the offense.
Well, Edmonds, I think, is still better than Connor in standard formats.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Edmonds. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know he's banged up. He was questionable going into last week. But yeah, he's going to be the beneficiary of dump passes, screen passes, swing passes, and James Conner is going to get the goal line work. So he is going to vulture touchdowns from Chase Edmonds, but Edmonds, I think, has more upside.
Yeah.
And Conner, I wouldn't even say has a safer floor because he pretty much needs to score to be worthy of being in your
Relevant
lineup.
starter, yeah.
As for the wide receivers outside of DeAndre Hopkins, Rondale Moore is good, Christian Kirk is good, AJ Green has gotten some run, but all three of those guys, it's hard to predict which one is going to be good.
Yeah, you don't know whose week it's going to be.
Right, so it's a total dart throw.
Even with Hopkins, I mean, he hasn't been stellar.
He hasn't been dominant, but I can't imagine benching him.
No, I'm not
and
putting
he's,
him on the bench.
Yeah, his upside is too tremendous to put him on the bench. Whereas the other three, I think, are wide receiver 3 flex range every week, and it's hard to rank them which one's going to be better than the other because there's no rhyme or reason to it. Cleveland scored 42 points in a loss on Sunday.
Didn't have any turnovers and lost. It's the first time that happened in
over 500 yards.
Yeah. First time it happened in NFL history.
Odell Beckham Jr. had 2 catches for 20 yards.
Cut him.
Yeah.
Get rid of him.
Yeah.
I was not going out of my way to draft him unless I got him in the final round. And even that, I was probably going to cut him.
Yeah, he's just a name.
Yeah.
It's the theme of this episode is that, these guys were great at one point in their careers, but they just aren't anymore. And we've seen enough from Odell where it's not the same player. And
the offense isn't built around him like it was when he was.
Right. Well, that was all the Giants had. And even
Yeah.
when they had, Barkley, and it was the two of them, it was the two guys, and it was clear who was getting the ball. Baker Mayfield is more of a see the right guy, throw it to him. He's not going to force feed his wide receivers.
He's going to make the better play.
Right, and that's what works for them, even though they lost technically. But they did not lose because of Odell. Yeah, it was. But I know you don't feel bad for them.
No, I don't give a shit, but it was tragic to see.
Yeah, I think they're going to bounce back and win this game 27-25.
I do think they're going to win and give the Cardinals their first loss.
I always pick Arizona. Always.
So far, you haven't been wrong.
Not like me with the Jets last year.
Yeah, it's the opposite of the Jets.
Inverse reaction.
Yeah, inverse Jets.
Sounds like an accident waiting to happen.
Inverse Jet. I thought you meant him eating the fucking mayonnaise and drinking water.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Raiders play the Broncos. You're supposed to say the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Thank you. They lost on Sunday.
Yep.
And John Gruden was fired for treating his emails like a Call of Duty lobby.
Yeah, what a piece of shit he is.
Do you expect the Vegas offense to struggle as a result of this distraction?
I mean, I think they struggled last week. I think something had to have been said going into that game, and it just threw everything off. This week, divisional game, I think they right the ship a little bit, but I do see a struggle against a good Broncos defense.
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous about it.
Yeah.
I feel like the off-field distraction is very real, especially when you lose a coach for that type of reason. It's different when it's performance-based because you see a lot, the head coach loses the locker room. He gets fired mid-season. That team goes out and just is fired up about the new guy, and then they suck the rest of the year like they did before. But I don't see that happening this week. I do think the Raiders will struggle a bit. Speaking of struggling, Josh Jacobs is the new David Montgomery. He has 3.2 yards per carry on the season, which is not good for those at home.
Yeah, he can fall down and get a first down.
Yeah. And he has 4.2 yards per reception this season. Also not good. He's been fantasy relevant because he scores touchdowns. He gets set up for touchdowns on the 1 yard line and punches them in. If I had him, I would be looking to trade him with the logic that somebody's just going to see the touchdown numbers. But his statistics outside of scoring have not been good, and scoring that many touchdowns is just not sustainable. Senni, can you name an active Broncos wide receiver?
Fuck, I know I can, but I can't think right now. Fuck.
The mayonnaise.
Mayo brain.
Yeah, Mayo brain.
I definitely do though. That's what makes me so mad. Is
You're at the point where we can smell it on your breath.
I'm barely conscious.
Yeah.
I can smell my own breath, and it just smells like this, which isn't a bad thing. So I'm glad I got that Doctor Strange barrier.
I mean, the name Melvin Gordon is coming in my head.
Oh, he's a running back.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But he's on the team, right?
He is on the
This
team.
is as close as I was going to get.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon, I is on that team.
Captain.
Is he a captain?
Aye, Captain.
Oh, I. MG3.
Yeah.
Anywho, Cortland Sutton is the main
I
one.
have him.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I didn't start him. I think I picked him up, and I just didn't start him. But whatever.
It's always my favorite when Senni has a player but can't name
I
him.
know,
Yeah.
that's so true, because I think I'm like, fuck, you have someone.
He's posted 2 consecutive nice games. Or no, not consecutive. I'm sorry. He has posted 2 games in the past 4 weeks with nearly 25 points, but under 9 in the other 2. Is this a week he should be started, or is this another bust week?
I think it's a week you start him. I think it's... If there's a week that you should beat up on a team, I think it's this week with the Raiders, especially with it being a divisional matchup. The games are always hard fought. I think he's going to play well.
Yeah, I think so too. But it could go either way.
Yeah.
My gut in my plums, it says start Cortland Sutton. But there are some nerves because he does have a bit of a boom-bust streak going currently. I'm going to take Denver to win the game 23-16.
You know what? I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Getting a win out of pride.
Yeah.
And Senni?
For Nasib.
I think I'm going to take the Broncos. I mean, I really didn't expect them to lose last week, but, maybe that was just a rare, misstep on their part. So
Possible.
Yep.
That's the most he's talked when giving an answer because he was prolonging this mayonnaise. Ooh. Ooh.
That one, it kind of got on my lip that time, so I was like, fuck, I taste it.
Turning me on. Cowboys play the Patriots. Our last 4 o'clock game. So we only have 3 more spoons there.
Sounds
Senni.
about right.
Dallas appears to be the dominant team in the NFC East. And their offense has relatively trustworthy options in Cooper, Lamb, Zeke, and inexplicably Dalton Schultz. We know Billy B likes to take away a one option, as he did with Brandon Cooks this past week. So who do you expect it to be?
I think it's going to be CeeDee Lamb. I think with the Cowboys offense, Lamb has that ability to run those burn routes. So I think they're going to take that away. Similar to the way that that teams contain
Tyreek Hill?
Yes. I think it's going to be in a similar way to that. They're going to give up the underneath passes and not let you beat them 80 yards down the field.
I was actually thinking it would be Amari Cooper. That's the one that's got a target on his back. But time will tell. I'm sure they would love to shut down Zeke, but I don't think they're going to be capable.
I think it's going to be one of the two big receivers.
I think so too. Because Dak is too talented of a quarterback to shut down the run and leave that many in the box. Time will tell. You say that Cooper has a better day. I say Lamb has a better day. Not willing to bet on it. Don't feel confident enough.
Yep. Anyone
you're starting with confidence on the Patriots?
I mean, the Cowboys don't have that great of a defense. I like the tight ends. I like Hunter Henry. I like Jonnu Smith.
I like Hunter Henry more than Jonnu Smith.
I do as well. I like both of them. I think it's going back in the day when they had Gronk and Aaron Hernandez.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but similar to
you put us in a weird spot, Justin.
Well, similar to the way that they were operating, and both tight ends had fantasy relevance.
Yeah. Moving on from that as quickly as I possibly can. I also like Jacoby Myers. He's been solid. He doesn't score any touchdowns. He has the most receptions without a touchdown of any player ever, which is ridiculous.
Like in his whole career?
He has the most of players with a reception, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He has the most receptions without scoring a touchdown.
So he has no touchdowns ever.
He has never caught a touchdown.
That is incredible.
He has thrown a touchdown. He has never caught a touchdown.
That's fucking hilarious.
But he gets nice PPR points. In deeper leagues, I like him as a flex.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys win the game 38-16.
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys too.
I agree. I'll say Cowboys.
One more, Senni, and then we'll do some Sunday Night Football. Ooh.
I heard the teeth on the spoon.
Fine.
We've been waiting all day for Sunday night. Senni, what have you waiting all day to talk about?
I've been waiting all day to talk about
Mayonnaise.
street fairs. All right, so no matter where you're from, in your town, you definitely have some kind of fucking craft fair that your town decides is like the big thing for the fall most of the time. And as a kid, you've probably been dragged there like 1,000 fucking times. So I've been to more of these just in like the last year than I even want to admit. So if you're from this area, you grew up with the Wood Street Fair.
Yep.
And I was just talking to someone about this earlier, and I'm really trying to ask myself if the Wood Street Fair was ever fun.
No.
And I agree. I think the answer is no.
Never been.
And I've been to the Wood Street Fair so many fucking times, even though it's not in Burlington Township.
Yeah, it's in city.
Just to kind of reflect and be like, wow, it kind of sucked. I was very recently at a book fair in Collingswood, because it's Collingswood and they have to have fucking book fairs.
That's right up their alley.
Did you wear a cardigan?
No. I was probably very out of place there because I can't fucking read. So I had to walk around and watch my wife look at books for an hour and have no fucking clue what I was doing there. I didn't know any of these fucking books. I didn't want any fucking books. But a book fair is very typical white Collingswood. When I was in college and I first met my wife, she had this friend that's dead to us now, and she was from out in PA, and she was like, guys, you got to come to the Dillsburg Farm Fair. And the whole theme was like pickles, because it's Dillsburg.
I would like that. I like pickles.
And me and TJ are just like, all right, well, fuck, what else we have to do? So we drive 2 hours with them out to Dillsburg. And it was a fucking trash waste of our time to see fucking cows that I could see at the farm fair or anytime I drive on the fucking highway. So it was not worth it. And it was not fun at all. Okay? And then to come to my most recent, I just spent my weekend in Cape May at the Lima Bean Festival. Which is
the little green things?
Which is hard to believe that's even a real fucking thing.
Incredible.
So I got tons of Lima Bean merch. I've got a Lima Bean baseball cap, Lima Bean shirt. I'm probably the only person in this area that owns anything fucking Lima Bean. I ate Lima Bean.
Apart from actual Lima Beans, I would say yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. I ate Lima Bean chili. They were selling Lima Bean soup. They were selling fucking pottery with Lima Beans on it. So these people were going all out. So
where was this?
Cape May.
Lima Bean.
It would be a thing that Cape May would do.
And I just can't process that anyone under the age of 50 thinks this is a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
There's no alcohol there. There's nothing fun to buy.
That's something as a parent you're taking kids, eat your vegetables, go to the fair.
Oh, it's so fucking funny because you would think that these people at these booths like don't sell shit, but they absolutely do, man. My mother-in-law like stopped at every fucking booth, went up to this random like honey dude. You know, everyone thinks they fucking make honey. She bought a jar of honey.
Lima
Made
bean
of
honey.
lima beans?
I don't know. I don't know, maybe, but like everything there was made of lima beans. So I was like, all right.
Maybe the jar was made of lima beans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had. I'm telling you, they were literally selling like lawn decorations with fucking lima beans painted on them. I actually almost forgot there was a guy there in a lima bean suit. So like
Was it Vince?
no face. So no face. It was like a black, like just mesh area so the person could see.
I thought you meant like a formal suit with lima bean pattern.
No. They were dressed as a giant lima bean.
Oh, okay. So like a costume.
I got you.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
No, and the first thing my mother-in-law says is, "You guys have to take a picture with the lima bean." And I'm like, "No, we don't." It's like, I'm not taking a picture with the fucking lima
Little
bean.
lima bean?
So I just think it's crazy how many of these things I've been dragged to in my life. But I just want to put it out there: these are not fucking for anybody who like is under the age of 50. They're not fun. They're
or
not
over the age of
enjoyable.
10. I think it's like a thing that you
You
make
know
the
who
kids
probably
go to.
loves lima bean festivals that aren't over the age of 50?
Wellesley.
Well, yeah. Vegans.
Oh, definitely.
Or like vegetarians, anybody like that, where like this is their thing.
Yep. But the funniest thing is just to see people who go to these fairs and they're like fucking veterans. Like people who show up with merch from this fair from previous years.
Like the person with the pretzel necklace.
Oh, when you said
At a beer
veterans, I
fest.
was just like somebody from like World War II is like, I need to go see lima beans.
No,
today."
there's no,
No, but they're
VFW hats.
They're there.
Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, yeah. Anyone who doesn't have anything to do on that Saturday. But I mean, down here
That's
in
what they
Cape...
got on their slop trays. So they can
Yeah.
Oh, but
reminisce.
people...
I ate lima beans for 2 straight years and nothing else.
But people know about these festivals, man. If your town has a fair, believe that the old people in that town, they know about it 3 weeks in advance, and they're planning their weekend around it.
I think 3 weeks is like short time because like farm fair, when that happens, that's like it can happen in October,
Yeah,
January. They're telling you about it. They have
True.
it posted up.
true.
I think that's really the only like I like state fairs. I don't like street fairs.
Yeah. Street
So
fairs
like farm
are
fair,
way
farm
worse.
fair, like for a fair, what I think of, and like carnivals too. Now a lot of times like fairs will have like a carnival built in. You go, you get like the fried food, you get like funnel cake. You can win somebody a prize. You can walk by and crop dust some little kids. That's what I like. That's what I'm for. And then you can see some goats.
Tom Brady's at the fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, but street fairs are just passing off your
And then if it's
garbage
by the
on
river,
people.
you can see some boats. So there's Blake Bortles just
Bortles,
rowing
bortling
along.
around, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel lightheaded from this fucking mayonnaise. I'm not even...
Well,
Yeah,
next
my
year...
eyes feel heavy from this beer. Like
Yeah.
I'm.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, next year we'll find a beer fest for you. Shouldn't be hard. And we'll find a Mayo festival for you.
I'm going to a beer fest in November.
All right, let's talk about football.
Let's do it.
The Geno Smith era is underway.
Incredible. I'm waiting for this all day.
It's so fucking awesome.
How does this offense change with him under center, Justin?
Steelers are going to get smacked.
Okay.
I will fucking die.
No,
I will fucking be done.
I think the skill players might take a little bit of a dip. Just because, I mean,
It's Geno Smith.
it's Geno Smith.
Disrespectful.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I got to say.
Well, here's what I got to say.
All right.
I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Geno Smith is better than Russell Wilson. Number 1, Geno Smith has never lost a playoff game. Russell Wilson lost 7. Geno Smith has won the AFC Player of the Year, or Player of the Week, I'm sorry, 1 time.
A little bit of a difference.
Yeah, well, one time Geno Smith was the AFC Player of the Week. You know how many times Russell Wilson was the AFC Player of the Week?
Who is he drafted by?
The Seahawks.
None.
Exactly.
I was going to say, can't possibly.
Geno Smith, 37 career interceptions. Russell Wilson, 82.
Dude, he's trash.
That's so fucking funny.
I rest my case.
Yeah,
He
this
is
is what-
statistically better.
This is why we're going to get smacked.
But DK Metcalf, I'm not worried about. He can rope the ball in with his penis because,
Fucking A, you can.
yeah, the ball is, I mean, gravity works to draw it into the biggest thing on the field, and that's
Correct.
him. So you just have to chuck the ball anywhere near him, and it's like a magnet straight to that massive Donkey Kong dick.
Hungry, hungry dicko.
Tyler Lockett, I'm a bit more concerned about.
He actually provided this today.
That's a regular going for DK when he goes to the donor lab. I want to talk about the Steelers now.
Please.
Juju Smith. Oh, Chris Carson I'm nervous about, but you should be too. You know why you're nervous about Chris Carson.
Used mattress.
No, he's not a used. Don't disrespect him like that. My heart sank into my stomach. It's just he's banged up, and I don't trust him in this particular week. Juju Smith-Schuster is out for the year with a shoulder injury. Don't do that.
I'm so sad.
That's better. How does this impact the other Pittsburgh pass catchers?
I don't see much impact. I mean, Deontay Johnson has still been producing. Chase Claypool's getting the looks as well. I don't think Juju was drawing enough volume from the both of them to have any substantial impact.
Fair. Deontay Johnson, I think, is better.
Yeah.
But Chase Claypool, he, in my opinion, looked like he was getting more of the Juju type work once Juju left, which I thought was interesting because I think of Chase Claypool as more of like a straight line burner.
Yeah.
What I expected.
But Ben can't throw, so makes sense that he doesn't go that deep. And Najee Harris, I'm sure, will catch more passes because Ben can't throw. I think the Steelers win the game 23-14.
I'm only picking the Steelers because Geno Smith is playing.
Disrespectful.
I can't not pick them now after last week. So
We're on a hot streak.
You're on a hot streak. Trying to get 2 in a row. All right. You only got one more after that one, Senni.
I was like, no, I'm eating the whole jar.
Licking the bowl. Monday Night Football. Bills, Titans.
Tighten up.
Bills' offense has been lighting it up lately despite Stephon Diggs being mostly underwhelming. Do you think Emmanuel Sanders and Dawson Knox are legit options going forward, Justin?
I do. I think they're both serviceable. I like Sanders as a wide receiver 3 flex option, and I think Dawson Knox, if you've had tight end that's been banged up, Kittle, I know I think was recently placed on IR.
Yeah,
I
he
see
was.
him being a good fill-in.
Dawson Knox is a bona fide tight end one for me at this point. He's as good as anybody else right now, except for Kelsey, which Kelsey is the best, and there's no dispute. But Darren Waller struggled. Kittle's been banged up. Mark Andrews had a great game, but other than that one game, I mean, he's been right around that same level of production as a guy like Knox or Dalton Schultz. So, yeah, Dawson Knox, if he's available in your league and you don't like your tight end, pick him up. I'm starting him. I like him. Get off my back, man.
I was agreeing with you.
For the Henrys, I mean the Titans, it's been all King Henry.
Yep.
A.J. Brown returned this past week, posted just 3 catches for 38 yards. Are you hitting the panic button on him?
I am. Yeah, this offense, it's not his offense. It's Derrick Henry's offense, and that has been very clear for the past couple years.
That's true. And in years previous, it was at least...
There was some share, but
there's
not much.
There's not anything happening outside of Derrick Henry.
Henry's catching passes this year now, too.
Yeah.
Not much, but
I mean,
still,
and
still enough.
It's puzzling to me because you would think that there still needs to be some sort of balance. So I would like to think that A.J. Brown would turn it around at some point this season. And he is still a very talented player, so I'm not dropping him yet, but I can't advise starting it.
Yeah.
I don't have him inside my top 30. So, if you have Derrick Henry, you're living large. If you have A.J. Brown, you're not feeling so hot.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Buffalo to win the game 35-20.
Yeah, I'm going Bills. I think they're the best team in the league.
Hard to argue.
I like Arizona better, but I do think they're going to win.
Best in the AFC, perhaps. All right, Senni, last one. A lot of mayo. Show the camera your tongue. I think it's like white. Yeah. Oh God. That's disgusting.
That was the worst part of my night.
That is disgusting.
Is that bad?
It's pretty
It's
bad.
pretty bad.
That's going to do it on that
I'm going to
note.
go home and eat taco salad.
For this week's episode of the Fantasy Beer League. We'll be with you every Wednesday on YouTube with audio-only podcasts available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FantasyBeerLG. Those are the words Fantasy Beer and the letters L and G. As always, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think our calendar shoot is going to be up this Friday. So make sure you're subscribed or you're going to miss out on Justin in some embarrassing poses, some embarrassing outfits. And that calendar at some point will be available for purchase. And if you don't buy it, if you don't like, if you don't subscribe, I'm going to make DK Metcalf kill you. Yeah. I was gonna say unload his mayonnaise all over your house, but
I don't know which one's worse.
it's a court, so either way, it's rough. Anyway, I'm Sean Joyce. He's Justin Giel. Here's Matt Senni with his advice of the week.
If you're thinking about going to a street fair, just go to a brewery instead.
Yeah, I support that.
Pretty good advice. Support your local brewers. Drink local. Have a good week. Good luck in week 6.